So we have learned that there are R control vowels and W control vowels, and sometimes there are both at the same time, such as A. A is controlled by a W on either side of it. When an A is before or after a W, that A will change to the short O sound and say ah. So AW says ah, as in awful, and WA says wah, as in waffle. Okay, AW says ah and WA says wah. The A changes to the ah sound when it's on either side of a W, unless there's an R after it. Then it says war, as in ward, warp, wart. Okay, so WA says wah. AW also says ah. The A still says ah. WAR says war, and WOR now spells were, as in word, world, worth. Okay, wah, WA, war, WAR, were, WOR. So this is what we're going to be reviewing today. Let me share my screen and we will get going. Okay. All right, let me stretch this up a little bit. So our number one, I can automatically see this WOR. So I want you to recognize it just like that, as a unit. A unit is a set of letters that makes a distinct and different sound than you would expect. That's called a unit. And this WOR looks like it should say war because OR says or. However, when that O is controlled by both the W and the R, then it no longer says O. It sounds like it's silent, actually. You only hear the were. Okay? So I'm going to cross that O out to remind our brain that we don't even hear it when it's between an O and a W. I mean an R and a W. This A right here says ah because of the tap 2 rule. The two letters after it are both consonants. Here we have were. E. The Y at the end usually says E if it's at the end of a longer word. So our sounds are p, a, p, w, v, e. Papworthy. 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 Okay, try yours over here on your own without me, please. So we know that this I is going to say I because of the tap 2 rule. The next two letters are consonants. WOR says were. You don't even hear the O. And then the Y at the end of a longer word usually sounds like a long E and says E. So the sounds are I, T, W, Z, E. Writworthy. Writworthy. How'd you do on writworthy? Give me a Y, yes, or A almost, please. Writworthy. How'd you do without me? What's the point of the W in front of the R for some words like right or writ? Ooh, good question. Let me just see everybody's answer here. Oh, good. Okay, so MP is asking, what's the point of the WR here if you only hear the R? We're going to actually have a whole lesson on this, I think in September. That's called a silent letter pair. You only hear one of the sounds. In this case, you only hear the R. And it's similar to a GH or an RH or a PS or a MN. You only hear one of the sounds in each of those silent letter pairs is what they're called. And we get these from just an old English spelling that just continued into our language today. But we're going to have a whole lesson on that. That's an excellent question. All right, number 2. So here I have an ah, which follows the tap 2 rule, that O does. Here I can see my brain is recognizing WAR as a unit that says war. That A sounds like a long O when it's between a W and an R. So your sounds are B, L, A, T, W, O, M. Bl, blah, blot, blotw, blotwo, blotwar, blotworm, blotworm. Go ahead and try yours over here. C is going to make the hard sound almost always and say k. I can't wait to teach you that lesson here coming up. August and September are really fun months for this class because we learned so many just kind of random spelling and reading rules that don't fall in line with just the a vowel month, like the C, the CK, or the K, or the DGE, or the TCH, or the silent letter pairs that I was just talking about. I throw all of those into just random lessons in August and September. And then in October through December, we use real words only. So we're going to talk about how each long, difficult word that we read in English, why it is spelled the way it is, and how to read it. So we have a whole quarter, 3 months at the end of each year that we work on real words only. And those real words are difficult. I picked the hardest ones that I can so that you can see that you can do it. All right, let's come back to these. So this U is going to say because of the tap 2 rule. Here is that WAR unit that says war. The A sounds like an O. So our sounds are k, l, t, w, o, p. Clutwarp. Clutwarp. Please give me a Y or an A, yes or almost, for how you did on clutwarp. Clutwarp. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Let's okay, do this number 3 without me, since we've already gone over the WOR that says were. There's another WOR here. Go ahead and try this one without me. Grab that L. Don't forget that L toward the end there. And this is a 3-letter consonant blend. Make sure you grab every single sound. All right, so this A is going to say because there are 2 consonants after it. WOR says were. You don't even hear the O. All the sounds are S, T, A, N, D, W, L, D. So, blending them together, strand world. Strand world. That is not an easy word to say because there's lots of R's and L's in there. And R's and L's like to kind of trip your tongue up a little bit. So make sure that you get each one in the right spot. Strand world. Strand world. How'd you do on that one? Y or A? Yes or almost, please. Nice. Good. Okay, good, good. I want I want, instead of doing number 4 up here, I want to do number 10 down here. Okay, it has the same WA in there that says wa, right? Wa as in wash or water, but it's a little bit more of a challenging word. So try number 10 down here on your own, please. This A is going to sound like a short O and say ah. Trying to figure out, why did I just now understand that the A behind the W says something different than the other way around? Actually, the AW will say the same thing. The A will say the same thing in both of these instances, Blair, unless there's an R right there. If it's just like an AW, like all, that's probably not the best example, as in awful, or waffle. Both of these A's both sound like a short O. Okay, so AW and WA both say ah. The A both says ah. Yeah. All right, so number 10. We have this WA that's saying ah, wa, I mean. This I is going to say I because there are 2 consonants after it, and it's in the middle syllable. This A says ah, different than this A. And you don't even have to wonder why. You know now. It's so easy for you now to know why 2 A's in the same word say 2 totally different things. Everybody else would wonder, well, I have no idea why those 2 A's say 2 totally different things. You can break it down for them and say, well, it's all because of that W, my friends. And it's the 2 letters after it. You can explain it all to them. This A says ah because there are 2 consonants after it. This A says ah because it comes after a W. There's always a because. So the sounds are w, ah, b, I, st, a, p. One sound at a time. Wa, wam, wamb, wambe, wambis, wambist, wambista, wambistam, wambistamp. Wambistamp. How'd you do, Y or A? Yes or almost on Wambistamp? The letter L snuck in behind the B. Oh, did it? Oh, I can see how easy that would be. Wamblistamp. But you caught it without even anybody catching that for you. You caught it on your own, Blair. That is amazing. It's the L, right? That L is sneaky, isn't it? All right, Wambistamp. How'd you do? Nice. All right, would you please put any other numbers down here in the extra practice that you would like to do together? Any requests? We'll see how many we can do here before our time is up. Okay, we're going to start with 3 and 7. If you have any other requests, go ahead and feel free to put them in the Q&A. Lots of 7s. Okay, so let's start with number 3. Try this one. I'm not going to even mark it. You can do it. Oh, Julie, I see why you want number 7. So let's go over that. That's a really good one to practice on. All right, so for number 3, this E will say because of the tap 2 rule. This I will say I. It doesn't have 2 consonants after it, but it's in the middle syllable. I gets to say I in the middle syllable. You can tell if it's in the middle syllable if there's a vowel before it that doesn't touch it and a vowel after it that doesn't touch it. W-A-R says war. That A says O. So our sounds are B, O, E, S, I, W, O, M. Blessed worm. Warm, sorry. Blessed warm. Blessed warm. What I did there on accident was I saw the O right here, and so I changed that word to what would this say if it was W-O-R? What would that say? Now it's bless a worm, right? Bless a worm. Coming back to number 10, if this was Wombus stamp, what would this have said if this M was an R? Now it's Warbus stamp. Warbus stamp. Beautiful. All right, let's try number 7. Oh, before you do, Julie brought a great point up here. She said, I keep seeing the word find in number 7. That is really great that you have that awareness, that you see a word buried inside of a longer word. But train your brain to not rely on the way that that word would be read if it were in isolation. So F-I-N-D does spell find when it's by itself, but it does not say find when it's embedded in a longer word. So the fact that you saw that word, that's great to tell your brain that we're not going to say find just automatically off the cuff, because it is likely, very likely, going to say something completely different when it's embedded inside a longer word, such as that I can see already it's in the middle syllable. And plus it has 2 consonants after it, so it's going to say I. So go ahead and try this word, number 7. Grab that N in the middle. Don't let an L come in after the F. Blair says, I used to do that all the time. I don't do that anymore. I don't trust it. Oh my goodness, I'm happy she said that. Thank you, Julie and Blair, for your input, because it really helps everybody else to see that, oh, I'm not the only one that does that? Yeah. All right, let's go over number 7. So here we have a W-O-R that spells were. You don't even hear the O. This I will say I, and this I will say I. Both because of the tap 2 rule. So we have w, f, I, n, d, I, m. Werfindim. Werfindim. My mouth is stretched in a long, wide grin for those last 2 syllables where that short I is pronounced. Werfindim. How'd you do on that one? Y or A? How'd you do on werfindim? Werfindim. Do you feel like you're getting it a little bit? Yeah, that's a lot of Y's. That's what I was hoping to see. You guys, this is the hardest lesson you're going to learn all year. All these W control vowels and W and R control vowels, it's the hardest thing you're going to learn all year, and you're doing it. You've done it. You're getting it. Even if it's not all the way stapled in yet, it's pretty close. I saw a lot of Y's and a lot of correctly spelled words in there. And we're going to practice it again on Wednesday, throwing in all of the R control vowels too, so that your brain can just get used to seeing all of it thrown in together. So a month ago, that information might have been just kind of mind-blowing, but you've practiced it now, you've applied it, you're remembering, you're recalling how to spell the pattern and what those units say. So well done. We're going to go over more again on Wednesday, like I said, bringing in those R control vowels, and then on Monday we get to start August. All of those little random rules I was telling you about. Have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you on Wednesday. Bye, everybody.